How girls act when they like someone. Let's talk about it. Let's expose ourselves, shall we? Because it's out of pocket. We are kind of crazy. Let's get into it. This is a little bit toxic, but it's the truth. We claim you. Okay, that sounds so bad. We claim you before we even start dating you. Okay, I know that sounds really freaking terrible. I don't mean literally. But a girl will make it known to her friends, this one's mine. And suddenly, you're ours. At least in our friend group. No one can go for you. Number 2, deep stalking. I hope this doesn't get me in trouble. We will literally go through your relatives' Facebooks. Some of us will even go on Zillow. I don't want to talk about it. So bad. Number 3, looking at who you follow. I know, we're so crazy. We want to find out as much info as possible, okay? So we're going to look at who you follow. We're going to see what posts you're liking. We're going to try our best to learn as much as we can without talking to you. And you should just know that we like you. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry. Let me know if I missed anything.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, we've got a topic here sent over from a Patreon supporter who wanted me to talk about why men are saying no thank you to serious dating and taking women seriously in 2022. Okay, so thank you to him. I believe his name was Caleb. And we're going to be talking about, we see it all the time. Okay, girls are saying, oh, I'm ready to settle down. I'm looking for my Prince Charming. I'm looking for a guy who's going to take me seriously. I'm sick of the bad boys. And now I'm ready to have a family. And she's like 32 or something, okay? And she's trying to get married and crap like that. And we're going to be going over the reasons why a lot of men are saying no thank you, okay? Even the dudes who maybe can't get a lot of girls and stuff like that, and the guys who, of course, can get a lot of girls, are all saying no thank you, I'm not interested. So the first reason that I wanted to bring up here, guys, and there is many of these reasons, so if you want to chime in and, say your own point of view, feel free to do so. That's what the comments is for. But the first thing I'm going to bring up is the fact that there is no need to commit to women in 2022. Okay, thank you to womanism, guys. There is a lot of free intimacy out there, gentlemen. We have dating apps such as Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, all of this crap. I mean, there's going to be just hundreds in the future of different applications. And what these essentially are, guys, is they are just hookup applications. Like, that's really what there is. There is no need for a man to go out here to give a ring, to give his livelihood, to protect and care for girls who simply jump on Tinder and go from dude to dude. Okay, there really isn't. Thank you to womanism. I always laugh, man, when girls say like, oh, it's strong and empowering to get with a lot of dudes, because I'm out here and I'm just like, I'm learning what I want and I'm getting experience and stuff like that. And it's just really empowering for me as a woman to engage in hookup culture. And you guys have seen it, right? We've gone through a myriad of videos where women get to the end of this line of thinking and then they're like, okay, I'm done with the bad boys now. Now I'm ready to have a family. And dudes just look at them like, are you crazy? Like, not only is it just a terrible idea because it's a huge red flag when a girl has a lot of bodies, okay? But a lot of these women, they'll never be happy, right? Because they'll still be looking at the dudes in their past who maybe had a lot of money or could give her the bedroom fun that she really, really wanted, or some experience or crap like that. And she'll be looking back because the dude that she'll be able to secure when she's 30 and she starts to realize this crap is not the type of men that she was dating when she was 22. Right, they are a different quality of men because her options start to reduce and now her demands can't be met anymore. Not that they really could be to begin with, because dudes aren't going to commit to them anyway. But when a girl's like 32, she can't afford to have the same standards as when she was 22. And I'm not even saying that her standards at 22 were realistic, guys, but it's almost like a lot of these girls, they're one step behind, many steps, behind what their realistic standards should actually be. Okay, because they receive all of this validation online, all of these dudes saying, hey, I'll take you out on a date, or you're beautiful and this stuff, and they'll believe it. Like, they'll really, like, girls who are literally like a 3 or a 4, guys, who are highly unattractive, are out here thinking that they're like 8s and 9s. It's actually insane. Like, they're walking around thinking dudes should just buy them dinner dates and do whatever the hell they want simply because they're walking around and they're taking photos of themselves to put on Instagram and crap like this. It's absolutely disgusting. But yeah, that is the first reason, guys, of why men are saying no thank you when women are ready to settle down. And that is because there is simply no need to. right? There's free intimacy out there, guys. Dudes don't need to give up their entire lives to provide for women, despite the fact, it's funny, right? A lot of girls will still insist that men should give up their entire lives to provide for them and stuff like that. It really is disgusting. You guys would not believe the amount of manipulation I have seen where women are out here literally like cheating on dudes or treating them like crap, totally and utterly disrespecting them, meanwhile expecting them to pay all the bills and still be there for them and all this kind of crap. It really is disgusting. Which brings me into my next point here, guys, of why a lot of men are saying no. And the reason for that is because a lot of guys, point number 2, is that a lot of men have been burned. Okay, more and more dudes have been chewed up by the divorce courts, by girls with personality disorders, which, let's be honest, guys, are becoming more and more prevalent these days. You know, a lot of guys have really been burned, okay? This is something that I've said before, I think here and there, which is that it's really unfortunate with this type of content, guys. Like, we have a lot of discussions over here about these sorts of things. A lot of guys call it RP content, black pill content, whatever, under the sun. It doesn't really bother me, right? But these types of discussions, I think, really do help men understand what the hell is going on, particularly out there in dating. And the really sucky thing, okay, is that a lot of guys just don't want to understand, right? And you can't make them. You cannot make them. Guys will be out here. I mentioned in maybe the last video or the video before this how a friend of mine, I really like the guy, he's a fantastic guy. I've been friends with him for a long time. He wants to go get married. Okay, and there is nothing I can do about this, and obviously making the kind of content that I do, guys, it's a terrible idea. I know it's a terrible idea. Most of you guys all watching know that it's a terrible idea to go out here and get married, but he still wants to do it. And the reason why I bring this up, okay, is because a lot of dudes, like, their mind won't be changed unless they hit a real low, right? You can talk to a guy all day about hypergamy, looks maxing, whatever it is that you want to talk about him, red pill, blue pill, like whatever it is that you want to talk to him about. A lot of guys can't accept it, and they almost feel like you're attacking them for trying to explain these things to them, or they call you a misogynist. And yes, guys, I know it's not pronounced like that. I had an email the other day of a guy saying, Taylor, you pronounce misogyny wrong. And it's like, yes, I understand that. Okay, YouTube algorithm picks up that crap. That's why I say it like mahogany and all this, right? But you know, a lot of guys have been burned, okay? And the thing about being burned is that you don't want to do it again. Or maybe you can't even afford to do it again. If you're a dude who's been burned by marriage, chances are maybe you've lost your house, you've lost your kids, and what more are you going to get burnt on? You know, you don't have any more kids, okay? You don't have your house, you don't have your car, maybe, stuff like that. So a lot of guys have really been burned, and they're saying no thank you as well. Like, can you imagine a dude who's gone through a terrible relationship, he's been cheated on, he's learned how this works, how that works, or a guy who's gone through a divorce, and then you come along and you ask these men, you know, you hear a 30-year-old woman say, oh, we should get married, or we should look at getting that ring. It's like, absolutely hell no, a dude's doing that. So guys, that ties us in to point number 3 here of why men are saying no. And the third reason is that a lot of guys have seen other guys being burned. So I'll say this right off the bat, gentlemen, I have never been married, and I am never going to get married because it is a terrible idea. How do I know it's a terrible idea? Because I have seen many men get screwed over by doing that exact same thing. Okay, thank you to womanism, guys, for these strong and empowered lady out here. Like, there's literally a phrase that goes around, it's like gaslight, girl boss, and gatekeep or some crap like that. Like, they're out here manipulating men in mass, okay, talking about it openly on platforms like TikTok, and then they want to turn around and say, oh, you should get married to me, Jimmy, or we should get in a relationship, or I want to take this more seriously, okay? Which, you know, if you're a dude and you want to take it seriously, I don't really hold it against you or whatever. But a lot of guys have seen other men be burned in the same situations, so they turn around and say, no, thank you. I believe there's a phrase that goes around, I can't remember the exact quote, but it's like, you know, a smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. It really is something like that, gentlemen, where I don't need to go out here and get married. I don't need to go out here and risk any kids that I have with a girl, or risk any of my assets and stuff like that, simply because I want to get married to a girl, because I don't want to get married to a woman, because it's a terrible idea. And I've seen it, right? It's been an absolutely terrible thing to watch dudes who have gone through divorce courts and stuff like that. And it just really, it's not appealing to me, and I don't imagine it's appealing to a lot of men either. other men, excuse me, either. Now, let's look at the next and final point that I wanted to talk about, guys. And as I mentioned, there are so many points here. So if you guys want to add in any other reasons why you think that men are saying no thank you when women are ready to settle down, feel free to do so in the comments, guys. That's what the comments box is for. But let's continue into this last point here. And this is, again, I've only made 4 points here, guys, but I could probably make a list of like 20 plus, to be honest with you. The final point that I want to bring up is that women don't respect men in general. Okay, they really don't. It's funny how it works, okay, because women will go around here dating, and they'll date the dudes at the top while they're in their 20s. You know, they'll date the dudes who have got the Mercedes and the good money, and they're really tall and really attractive and all this kind of crap. So they'll date these men all throughout their 20s. And the interesting thing is that obviously these men don't want to commit to these women. Why? Because they have options, because they don't need to, because they see the red flags, maybe they're RP aware or whatever the case may be. A lot of guys at the top don't want to date these women, typically because they have a lot of options and they have no reason to, okay? But girls, they don't, a lot of the times when the relationship is over, they don't really respect the guy, right? If she gets rejected by him, she'll start calling him names or whatever, but there just really isn't a lot of respect for men. Even the dudes at the top, maybe while she's getting with him and hooking up with him, yeah, she'll have respect, but she has to lie to herself and, you know, treat him like crap basically at the end to make herself feel better a lot of the times. But the dudes at the bottom 80%, they just don't get any respect at all. You know, like we've all seen the attitudes out here on TikTok, guys. I mean, I could play you hundreds upon hundreds of TikToks of girls saying, oh, men ain't this, men are trash. Like a couple of episodes ago, guys, there was a woman whose TikTok video, the caption of the video, like the title of the thing, was something just like, men are trash. Okay, and we're allowed to just put that out on the internet, I guess, without getting flagged or anything. Guys, I have received so many warnings from YouTube, and they don't even tell me why. I don't come out here and I don't say women are trash. I don't say you should do anything awful or anything like that. But we have still received a bunch of warnings, okay? But content that says men are trash and all of this kind of stuff, it completely flies. Like, it is so easy for me to make a point that women don't respect men because all you have to do is go and look on the internet. Like, it's not some wild and zany thing where you have to really go looking for these women who don't respect men. It's literally absolutely everywhere. And this happens more so as well when women get into long-term relationships. They think that they can just start bossing around the dude or treating him like crap and making demands of him. And the more that you as a man jump through these hoops and do these things, the more, isn't it funny, right? The more you do as a man to try and alleviate the problem, the more women treat you like crap, right? They want a guy who's respectful and caring and does all of these things. But when you as a man come out here and do these things, you get absolutely torn to shreds. But guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments, guys. If you have anything you'd like to add to the list, because Lord knows there are probably many, many points to add, feel free to do so. That's what the comments box is for. And I'd like to thank the Patreon supporter for sending in today's question. Guys, we're going to be doing a little bit of different videos for the next few days. I don't know, maybe after this one or not, depends. But I'm currently traveling at the moment and I don't have my normal setup. So my editor is pulling through a little bit for me here, guys, so that we can continue to get videos out to you guys. But with all that being said, gentlemen, make sure you take care of yourselves. And I will be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace. Yo, what is going on, guys? Past Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's video. Before you head out, there's just a few announcements that I'd like to make. The first is that my editor, who goes through all of the blood, sweat, and tears of putting together content for us to endure, has started his own YouTube channel. The link will be in the video description, so make sure that you go and show him some support by going and giving him a sub. Also, we are currently looking to expand Fiendish content creation behind the scenes, so if you are interested in becoming a content creator alongside me, be sure to check out the application form at the very bottom of the video description. This is for those of you who are interested in becoming a part of the content that you see here on YouTube. So if you're interested in applying, make sure to get in quick. People who apply first will have priority for consideration. Again, the link is at the very bottom of the video description. Lastly, if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, there are links to both Patreon Patreon and locals below the video, guys. I'd like to extend a huge thank you to the supporters on those two platforms. You guys allow me to make these episodes, and your support is greatly appreciated. As always, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I will catch you later for real this time, guys. Peace.